the flexi print that we ended up doing, running at 125% speed with the Creality K2 Plus, and we're going to see how well that came out. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we end up with. So there we can see we got 4 hours and 39 minutes, and this was on 125% print speed, which if you go to this right here and you have your nozzle, bed, chamber, and then you have the speed percentage. So you have silent, stable, standard, and then you have ultra fast 125%. So I ended up running this print at 125% after the first layer was done, just because I wanted to make sure, and we want to see how this printed out. So with that, what we'll end up doing here is we'll just kind of set this up here, and we'll set this up like this, and we'll pull this out. And voila. So there it is. There is the print, and we already got one bone done. Got another bone done. We see there. We've got, that's the lower jaw. So that's good. And then this is the upper. So you can see there, it turned out really, really nice. Not bad. A little bit of stringing, but not bad. And then there it is. So there is the flexi, and it stands. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing together. So we'll go ahead and put this plate back. And like I said, it printed out pretty good. So with that, what we'll do is we'll take a look and see how this goes. First thing it ends up, if we get a little bit close on this, and what we could end up seeing, if it'll focus, there we go. This is printed at a 0.12. This is with some gray, got a little tiny bit of stringing, but other than that, this came out really, really nice. And then the same thing with the lower part, that came out really nice. And then with the bone, and I think these go together, I don't know, do they? No, I don't think they go together. I don't know why there's two of these, but there is. So, but those turned out really, really nice. And so what we'll end up doing is putting this together, and you can see we've got some bumps right here, and that'll correspond with these sockets. So it's a ball and socket type of thing. So we'll just go ahead and we'll put the one side in like that, and we will pop that in. And now, raw. And then the next thing we end up doing is we have the socket here and we have the ball up here. So we'll just kind of pop that on like that. And there it is. And the cool thing is this will stand like that, or you could have them lay flat. So kind of like what we ended up seeing on the plate when it printed out, that turned out pretty cool. So yeah, you can just set him up like that, and he stands and all of that cool stuff. And you could take one of the bones, put the bone in his mouth. Will he stand with a heavy bone? Yep. If he'll bite down on it. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool little dragon or T-Rex there that we got. So yeah, I would definitely say that I'm pretty happy with that and happy with the K2 Plus. That turned out really well. So yeah, pretty happy. Haven't had any problems except for, what was it? The nozzle. Like in the first week, I had a nozzle go bad or it was clogged and I couldn't get it unclogged, ran the temperature up, and so I just ended up changing the nozzle out, put some thermal paste on there according to Wikipedia on the Creality site, and it's been running like a champ ever since. Running PLA, Creality PLA, and then also Creality PETG, and it's been doing really, really good. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the Creality K2 Plus. Also with the Creality Space Pi Plus, it does 2 rolls. It's a dryer, filament dryer, so that works out well. And the CFS has been doing really well. So you can see we got down to 5% humidity, which is great because we added in an extra silicant or desiccant dryer in the back, and we'll actually, I guess we can take a look at that. And the temp, or not the temp, but the relative humidity that I would get with the normal desiccant in there was 12 to 14%. And so with that, I thought, you know, well, it needs to get dried out a little bit more. And I'm going to show you the desiccant, the additional desiccant holder. So printed that out, and that's full of desiccant. And it clears the lid. So you can see here, clears the lid. We have more desiccant in there. It doesn't touch the spools. Just put some 3M little, what is it? I forget the name of that, whatever the hell that is. But anyway, that, and it ends up that it would drop down from 12 and 14% down to 5% like you saw. So, and I also did the desiccant packs there. Now, I filled those up with desiccant, and I would get 12 to 14%. And then as soon as I added this big Mamma Jamma, I ended up getting it down to 5% consistently. So it's been working out really well. So yeah, that's what we got going on. K2 Plus doing really good. Doing really good with the little flexi T-Rex there. Kind of cool. I like it. It's the second one I printed out. Some family will definitely like that. And with that being said, we're going to be done with this video and print more stuff. The next big thing that I'm going to print is going to be the riser for the K2 Plus. So, and I want to show you why, most importantly. You can see, of course you can't see because you're looking at me, but right here, that tube is hitting that glass. So it definitely needs a riser on this to keep that glass up, so that way the Bowden tube, the PTFE tube going into the tool head doesn't hit the glass and put too much additional strain on that tube, which could cause some problems. So that's something that I think Creality needs to deal with is, you know, it's great that this fits in there, but that Bowden tube keeps hitting that top glass, and I think they need to, you know, if they just increase this by an inch and a half, it'd be perfect. So that's something to think about, Creality. So anyway, yeah, that's what we got going on. Good stuff. So with that, we'll see you on the next video. Peace. Good.